Good. Well, no, it's not good morning. I was going to say good morning, but it's already noon. So happy Tuesday. My voice sounds a little weird, so sorry about that. Today I wanted to come on and just share. I'm putting these trees together as I'm decorating. And so I thought I would share these ideas with you because they're super simple. And I think they just make your smaller trees in your home just a little bit more, I don't know, just have a little bit more character, and they're a little conversation piece. But I'm talking about, little Christmas trees like this. You can find them in Target. I'm pretty sure Walmart has them. The thrift stores are full of them. You find them at yard sales. Or even just, pieces of greenery that you have that you may be cutting apart to look like a tree, because these things are small enough that you could definitely just, clip some greenery off of a garland or something that you're not using as a garland. Again, check your thrift stores for those because they're full of them. Not full of them yet right now for us, but their Christmas stuff really isn't out yet. But when it does come out, look for pretty garlands and stuff there that you can. I like to buy garlands there because if I'm cutting them up and using them for something else or making a wreath, I don't feel as bad because they're usually not as expensive as in the stores. So for trees like that, or little like bottle brush trees like this, and even smaller ones, just smaller kind of trees that you're putting maybe in like a glass cloche or whatever, or you're just setting around. So that's kind of what I'm talking about today. So this is cement. So these are the trees. I got these at Target a couple of years ago. And this is cement. So for this kind of project, you need to break off the cement. There's one here that I think it was this one that I got at a thrift store, and it was on a wood, just like a plain wood round base. So you will definitely need to take those apart, take those off, take a sledgehammer or something to these, and then you will come away with just like the stem. And I will show you. So I've shared this in my thrifting hauls, but this is a candlestick holder. So, but I knew when I found it, I was not going to use it as a candlestick holder for long. So I definitely wanted to put a Christmas tree in it. And it just makes it look like it's just totally different than, what it came like and what you normally see. So for this, so all we did was drill a hole down, inside the candle holder, just so that a little bit smaller than what your it's not a stem, like the base of your tree is, just a little bit smaller than that, so that when you push it down, it's gonna hold it. Does that make sense? So, and you kind of want them to go far in there because you want this to be the base. So another one is this. I have no idea what it was. I might have found this at a yard sale. I can't remember. But again, I knew I was going to use it for some Christmas trees. And I actually found this one recently at a thrift store. And it did come with, I'm going to use this as an example, but it came with just like a base like this, which is fine and great. But if you've got some things like this, interesting pieces like this, check your Restore. Restore would be a great place to find something like this. It may not be just like this. There are metal things like this that I have found. There's one that I'm kicking myself for not picking up. It was actually a lamp. It was a lamp base, I want to say, and it was metal and it was old. And why I didn't, let's just not talk about it. But anyway, so here's another idea. And then this one, I actually think was a lamp base at one time. But again, I found it like this. But if you're at your thrift stores at an estate sale and there are lamps, like this that have bases like this, you can always take them apart and then use the bases. I've shared many lamp base projects here on Facebook and on my website. But like these are perfect to this one's a bigger tree, obviously. So it's perfect for this kind of bigger base like this. Okay, now this is a good example of Hilly actually snagged my sweatshirt here, so if anybody's gonna ask, there is a hole here. Our dog, I guess I should say that, not everybody knows, but this little piece was in our garage. I mean, I don't even know what it was. And so there's a piece of tape on here because what I did to make this work was, this is a wood dowel, if you can see here. And so drilled inside the wood dowel and then stuck the tree in that wood dowel. And then I just put some hot glue in there to kind of reinforce it. And then I just wanted to make sure, I can take the tape off now, but the tape was put there so the wood glue didn't come through. But again, it's just a bigger, this one again, I can't remember what the base was like, but it's just something different. The old wood just adds a little bit more character. Another thing you can use for Christmas trees are old knobs. So I love these we have a ton of old knobs, brass knobs, these like marble knobs. They're so cool to add Christmas trees to. So now these are obviously your littler, bottle brush trees. But what you'll need to do is what helps. I mean, you don't have to do this. You could definitely fill these with like, what am I trying to say? Like hot, okay, Lena just came home. Hot glue, or you could put some putty even in there and then stick the tree in there to make it easier. Matt stuck some wood dowels down in there and then drilled holes in some of these. And then you just remove these bases and then you can stick your trees right in. So that's another idea. One that I love to use is napkin rings. So napkin rings I have a collection of vintage Santa mugs and like pictures, and I just love them. They're getting harder and harder to find. But napkin rings, brass ones, this one has kind of the vintage Santa on it. Any napkin rings you have, they fit these little trees perfectly. And then you can kind of set them, make a display of them this way. And it's just something more different than just the tree by itself. So I have a few of these in with my Santa mugs. I have these here, so I thought I could share. These are, old wood game pieces. These would make fun bases for, I have smaller trees than this even. And so these would be really fun to add as the bases for some of those trees. And then ribbon. So a lot of ribbon comes, I shouldn't say a lot. Some ribbon comes with wood, like they're on wood, they're not bases, what are they called? Spools. So I always keep them. When I'm done with my ribbon, I always keep these because they're a wood piece that I can use as something else. But these would be super easy to transform into a base. Again, you would just drill down there, add not the top of this, you would take that apart, add your tree to it, probably a bigger one for this base. But it would be a really cool base. You could stain this or paint this. I have these bigger ones that I got from, I could have taken this off, but I won't. This will take forever, but this velvet ribbon that I got this at Home Goods, right? Yes. Home Goods. So when this is all gone, some of these spools are really, really pretty. So for a bigger tree, these would be perfect once you're all done with the ribbon to reuse them as bases for a Christmas tree. And again, if you don't have a ton of little Christmas trees like this, you could definitely make a tree out of greenery that you have on hand, out of, garlands or things that you find at the thrift store, pieces of greenery that you have like this. It doesn't have to be a tree. Some winter greenery in any of these would be super pretty. Add some twinkle lights, and it's just something a little bit different. So as I was putting these together, I thought I should get on here and share these with you guys because it's just kind of a fun little, it's something super simple. We can all do this. It doesn't take a lot of skill or a lot of, just use what you have on hand. I tried to quickly before I got on here try to find some different things that I could just, use, but this is all I had. But yeah, so if this was helpful, let me know if this is something you guys do, if you've thought about it, some different ways that you put, like that you display trees like this. Do you have smaller trees like this? It's just kind of a different and fun way to display them and add a little character to the bottom. So that's what I was going to say about these candlesticks. Look in the candlestick aisle at your thrift store for wood bases. Like, it may not look just like this, but there's a ton of different options. And this is especially when you can, there's not a pair of them, but there's only one. So they're the perfect thing to upcycle and use then kind of as a base for a Christmas tree. And then, it's just drilled down there, and then this is just shoved in there. I didn't glue this one, so I can just pull this out and I can still use this as a candle holder, after the holidays. One thing I love to do when I'm decorating, I don't want to have to remove everything out of my house that's normally in my house, and then get all new stuff out for a different season or a different holiday. I really do like to find those things that you can kind of decorate with all year, but yet when a new season or a holiday comes around, they look different just because, you may have added, a bunch of bells to a bowl that you always have out, or this usually holds candles, but you added a Christmas tree to it, so it looks totally different. So then you don't have to store a bunch of stuff for each holiday and each, season. And it just makes it easier when you're decorating and it's not so overwhelming. So these other things are pretty much, these will just stay then for the Christmas trees. This is like, I think it's a lamp base. When I was showing Matt, it's felted on the bottom. It's some kind of like lamp base or something. I don't know for sure. You guys can tell me if you think it's something different, but this, I won't use it for anything else. Same with this one. I've actually had a pair of old scissors. This has been holding a pair of old scissors that I have here in my office forever. And so I was just waiting because I got this year, like this summer. I was waiting for the Christmas season to come out so I could finally put a tree in it. These have not been fluffed. If you guys have seen any of my reels, Matt is the professional fluffer. If I set these out or if I just took them upstairs because I'm kind of done with putting these together, they will all get fluffed and look professional. He loves to do that, which I'm grateful for. But yeah. So, does anybody have any questions? If you have any other ideas for bases, put it in the. You could literally walk around your house right now and find a bunch of different ideas, or walk through a thrift store, and it'd be amazing. If you focus on one thing or you're looking for one thing, you'll be amazed at what you can find and different ideas that'll come to you because you've got that idea or whatever. You're kind of zoned in on what you're looking for. Marlene, I'm grateful for him every single year. It's like one less thing I have to do. And I do try to help, but I don't do it good enough. So he's like, I'll just do this part. And if we had a tangle, like a mess of lights, you know how they get all tangled up if you don't put them away, like wrapped around something. He loves to sit down and untangle like a strand of lights, where I'm just like, oh my gosh. Yeah, he's just got more patience with some things that I don't know where he gets that from, but I'm grateful for it. I'm grateful for it. So, okay, if these kinds of things are helpful, share this video. I like to, help and inspire as many people as I can with these ideas. They're simple, they're easy, and it's just a fun way to add a little bit more, character and fun to your home throughout the holidays. So with things you have on hand. Another great place, check your garage. Like I said, we have this wood piece in the garage and like these old knobs. Check your dining room. What napkin rings do you have that you're not going to use throughout the holidays? And your ribbon, your stash of ribbon. Do you have any that, that have a wood spool that you could use? Or if you have some old wood spools. Matt needs a side gig as a fluffer. Yes, he does. He does. He needs to. He absolutely loves it. He spends time in the stores fluffing the trees. I'm like, can we just get going? Yes, Joan, you have several of those items. Now I need to find them. That's funny. Yes. just look through, just open a drawer and see what's in there and see what you can use. But so yeah, so I just thought I'd get on here because I was putting these together. I thought it was kind of a fun little project idea to share with you guys. So I am going to hop off. If you have any questions, let me know. If you're watching it on replay, hello, I will come back on and answer any questions. Or but if you have any other ideas, put them in the comments, because I think it'll be when people come on and then see the comments, you know, they may think, oh, I do have that. I could use that. So it's helpful for everybody else. So, okay, guys, it's Tuesday today. Have a great Tuesday, and I will talk to you guys very soon.